Hello everyone! What's up? My name's Andrew, and today I'd like to talk about Let's Talk About Love by Kann. This book is about Alice. Alice is biromantic and asexual, and in the beginning of the book, she gets dumped by her girlfriend for not wanting to have sex. This leads Alice to question herself and whether she can ever have a functioning relationship as an asexual person. However, then she meets Takumi, and she is instantly attracted to him. Alice isn't entirely sure what to do or how to feel about it, but it's going to be interesting one way or the other. This book really blew me away, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, mostly for very personal reasons. So let me talk about some of the different aspects of this book. I'm going to start with the smaller stuff and get to the meatier stuff at the end. First of all, the writing in this book is very interesting. It's very cutesy and bubbly, which matches with Alice and who she is as a person, but it took me a little while to get used to. There were entire paragraphs in parentheses talking about how cute someone or something was. And if you know anybody online or in real life who's kind of like, squee, cuteness overload, oh my goodness, I can't even, wow, all the feels. Hi YouTube, I'm single. But if you know somebody like that who's really cutesy and into cute things, that's how the writing of this book feels. Which I did get used to after a while, and it makes a lot of sense with who Alice is and the things that she likes. This book does deal a little bit with race. Alice is black and Takumi is Japanese American. Their ethnicities are occasionally directly addressed, and both of them have some oops moments where they mess up a little bit and the other one asks them to be better. It's dealt with in a very no-nonsense and straightforward way, which I really appreciated, and both of them respect each other a lot even when they aren't perfect all the time. Speaking of Takumi, Takumi is a soft boy. Honestly, he's exactly the type of guy that I usually fall for, which might explain why I have a crush on all the male booktubers now that I think about it. Takumi is very genuine, he's very thoughtful, and he's really good at communicating with others, especially about serious things. He's a really good friend and a really good person, and I love him so much, you guys. So much. He's amazing. After Alice and her girlfriend break up in the beginning of the book, she moves in with her best friend Feeny and Feeny's fiancé Ryan. Alice and these two friends have always gotten along really well, but during the course of this book, some cracks start to show in their relationship, and they have to deal with that. I appreciated that this book explored friendships and how even best friends can have bumps in the road and how they have to deal with that. In this book, Alice is facing a lot of pressure from her whole family to go to law school. Alice knows that law school is not what she wants to do with her life. However, she's not quite sure what she does want to do. I really related to that pressure from family and how Alice dealt with it. Just like Alice, when I was away at college, when my parents would call, I would ignore their calls. I would avoid my problems. Alice does the exact same thing. Some of the problems that overwhelm her, she avoids them and just hopes that they go away. I did the same thing. Procrastination, avoidance. I felt very connected with her in that she and I both had the same unhealthy coping mechanisms at one point. I've done the same thing and it was not good. There were points where Alice did something and I just had to put the book down because I had felt the exact same negative feeling or done the exact same bad thing, and I needed a little bit of a break from the book for a second. But I really loved seeing that. While the book does not expressly say that Alice has anxiety, the way that she deals with things felt a lot like the way that I dealt with things when my anxiety was at its worst. And throughout this book, she starts seeing a therapist for the first time. Her experience with therapy is amazing, and once again, it felt a lot like my own experience, and I really, really connected with that. Her therapist really helped her get on track and figure things out, which my therapist helped me do the same thing, and I am just so glad that this kind of mental health journey is represented in a young adult book. Lastly, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is Alice's asexuality. Alice feels like she won't be able to have a normal relationship because she won't want to have sex with her partner. This results in the book exploring a lot of different aspects of asexuality. Alice, at the beginning of the book, knows that she is biromantic and asexual. That does not change throughout the book. This is not a book where the asexual character finds the one person that they can be sexually attracted to, or they realize that they weren't asexual all along. So I'm thankful for that. And I learned a lot about asexuality by reading this book, and it's inspired me to do more research on my own. You guys, after reading this book and doing some of my own research and talking with some of my friends, I think I've realized that I am somewhere on the asexual spectrum. I haven't completely figured out my thoughts about that yet, but it's definitely something I want to explore further, and I think I'll actually make a whole video about it at some point in the future. So, long story short, this book was really cute. Takumi is amazing. I loved the relationships between friends in this book. I really, really, really loved the representation of therapy and anxiety in this book, and its representation of asexuality helped me learn and maybe discover some new things about myself. Of all the books that I have ever read in my entire life, this has had one of the most personal impacts for me. I really love this book, and I encourage you to pick it up if you want a sweet romance that also delves into some deeper topics. And maybe I will talk some more about asexuality in a future video. What about you guys? Have any of you read this book? If so, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Subscribe, leave a like, and I will see you guys in another video eventually. Bye!